Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to change your inner and outer wheel bearings for your 1995 Nissan D21. Let's begin. First you jack up your car, and I put 2 pieces of wood below the jack stand, and I put the jack itself below for extra safety, and I took off my wheel as well. First thing you got to do is take off your brake calipers. There's only 2 bolts in the back. And then I use a flathead screwdriver to take off the caliper off of the bracket. And I just want to put the brake piston right on the edge there. These brake pads just literally slide off. It's just a metal slider and just come off like that. And then there's 2 17mm bolts on the back of the brake pad brackets. Then it literally just comes off like that. Pretty simple. Next is your 6 Allen bolts attaching the hub caps. And it's a number 6 Allen key. Using an impact gun, just take them off. And just give it a light rotating pull at the same time to take off the cap. Next is you're going to need some snap ring pliers. And then you get the first snap ring. And you pull the retainer out. Make sure you pay attention to the orientation of it. There's teeth on it. Then you will have 2 Phillips screws attaching the wheel bearing retainers. Take that off, and then you unthread it with a Phillips. That's what I did. Make sure to don't put too much pressure on it. Spin it enough. It's not tight. And the whole rotor assembly comes out. Very simple. And the bearings out already with it. Make sure to give that a good clean. No debris, no old grease. Then you will just take out the old bearing, put it on the side. And then other side there is a dust boot. I go around to take it off carefully. What you want to do. And then there's 6 bolts attaching this bracket to the rotor. Take those off. I use an impact gun. I just use my old brake pads to hammer out to split the rotor from the knuckle. Since it's the brake pad is softer than the metal that I'm hammering. Make sure you give the whole assembly a good clean. There's a lot of grease and dirt inside. So to take out the bearing race, there's 2 sides of it. So you just use a punch, or in my case, I'm using an extension, an old one that adapter won't come off. It's just deformed. So I just hammer it back and forth until it comes off completely. Same thing on the other side, but the only difference is that the bottom of the other side is flat. So then you have to prop it up like that so it doesn't kind of just sit there. And again, a good cleaning is always important. Make sure you have the right size for the bearing race installation tool. You can see here I'm trying to show you the fitment of it, and it's exactly what it is for. This is the part where you have to take your time. It just looks like I did it super fast because it was a long video. I had to just skip it, but you have to hammer it as even as possible as you can, and you'll see the race itself is seated against flat onto the cast iron part. I'm pointing at it right now where it's going to be sitting flush, and same thing on the other side. Slow and steady wins the race. It's a nice installation. It's pretty simple. It's just tedious. You just have to do it right, and then you don't have to do it again next time. Now comes the greasing. This is how you properly pack a bearing. You massage it like so until you see grease come out of the top. Keep greasing, and then when you see grease on the top coming out like this, then that's how you know you have grease all over the bearing. Make sure to grease the actual knuckle, so then it's not just the bearing that has grease. Be generous with your grease here. You always want to be generous with grease. Here's the dust boot. Make sure you put it on evenly as well. I'm using a soft face mallet so it doesn't break the rubber piece. Now it's basically reverse installation from here on. Everything, grease up everything where metal's gonna touch. Make sure you're facing the right orientation for the rotor and the boot. So for this one, the bearing wants to come out when you push on the rotor. So I use the old bearing to hammer it in. So make sure to not damage the new bearing. Give it a light taps all around it. So from here on, it's basically reverse installation. Everything's going to be fast forward and just yeah, enjoy. That is how you change an inner and That is how you change an inner and outer wheel bearing for a 1995 Nissan D21, including the brake pads and the rotors. I mean, after that, you just take the car for a drive, break the pads in and the rotors together so they kind of match. Other than that, I think that is everything for this video. Hope you like it. Please hit that like. Yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.